It's Lydia, and I'm here to share updated understanding of media literacies and emerging technologies map with you. So my original mind map, let me see, can I get a highlighter? I can't. My original mind map is this box right here in the middle. And then my new thoughts are these ones out here on the edge, and I'm going to talk about those a little bit. So, and I'm going to kind of talk in the direction that I thought in them. It was kind of counterclockwise too. Being a mindful and well-educated user of AI was the first one I extended off of. Some people, I feel that I picked up this semester, some people view AI as lazy or cop-out, but there are a lot of people who are starting to see it as a tool. And I think that it's going to take a long time to influence and properly educate those. And I think that AI is almost its own worst enemy in this case, because people are just going to be like, oh, it's fake AI news, it's fake, AI is telling us that AI is good. And I cannot reiterate this enough, fact checking all of our sources that are used. As it does become harder for AI to identify itself. I did a project for another class this semester where I was running AI through AI, asking, I would take something from ChatGPT and ask Gemini if it was written by AI and vice versa. Kind of like if you ever did the Google Translate thing in high school or middle school, they would tell you, oh, I know when you've ran your Spanish homework through Google Translate because it doesn't come out right. Or I remember being shown an example in French class. I don't remember the song, but they took a nursery rhyme and they translated it from English to French and then back to English, and it was way different than what the original English version was. So just showing that those things can be changed and hard to identify. Pardon my cat banging around on my husband's desk. I extended off literacy meaning well-rounded. There is no measurement of this. We don't have a definitive answer as to what well-rounded means, and it's ever-changing. I think I mentioned that somewhere else too. Maybe it was this box specifically. But your meaning of well-rounded is going to change ever constantly. And I think that there will be different levels of this. There will be different novice versus well-experienced, and then there's going to be AI that's available to the public versus AI that's used in private science labs, things like that. I expanded off of emerging does not only refer to brand new, could be new to the public or just have a new purpose. So many things seem to have been repurposed. Most tech is not really new. Many platforms are rolling out new things to the public that have often been used behind the scenes. I think if you have an iPhone or any Apple product, there was a really big Siri update recently. It is now Apple AI or Apple Intelligence, or it might even be called something different than that. I could be wrong. But it is no longer just Siri. And even if you have Apple CarPlay in your car and went through this update, the voice sounds different. It speaks with emotion and intelligence and punctuation. And it's kind of creepy to hear your own, if you speak a text message and it reads it back to you before sending it, to hear the enunciation of words and inflection of the sentence is just kind of creepy. But I think that's not just necessarily a new use of AI. That is just a new that is not a new product of AI. That is a new use of that AI product. So things like the Amazon ball that you talk to that starts with an A. I don't want to say the name because mine will go off. It's kind of like that voice now. So inputting that into our cars. Next, I moved on to students losing organizational skills as we move towards digital learning. I'm more worried about organizational skills seem to have flown out the window anyways, but I am more concerned about their independence and their attention span. Because if students, I haven't had this problem in my classroom so much, and I don't really personally know any teachers that have, but I do know there are schools out there that are having this issue. Students are immediately inputting work through AI. They're not even trying on their own. They're not even making an attempt, and I think that's really going to impact attention span, because we're not going to be able to sit and do paperwork anymore because they're used to instant gratification. And we're already seeing that issue with technology and stuff, but I think that this is really going to exacerbate that. children starting from a young age, I expanded that. You could say even before birth, like there are technology products that a pregnant person can put like little headphones over their baby bump, and baby can like listen to music because they can hear like their surroundings and stuff like that. And so children are becoming media literate even before they're born in a sense. And some of them too are probably used to noises that they hear around their adults and caregivers before they're even born. Like they might know what the TV sounds like, the car radio, things like that. So, and those sounds will already be soothing at birth or irritating. And I expanded on my being able to self-teach and troubleshoot new software. I still think that's true. I still think that diving in and just trying is a really big part of being media literate. I had to help a coworker this semester who's in a building administrator program. She had to make something that was not a PowerPoint. And she has not been in school in a few years, and there's been a technology boom. That's exactly what she called it. She was like, baby boom? No, there's been a technology boom. She had never heard of Prezi. She did not know anything about Canva, things like that. And granted, I am still learning all of those things, and I'm pretty self-taught on those, but I dove in with her and I was like, well, we're going to figure out how to make this work, and we're going to figure out how to make things work for you. And I think that's what this is about is, oh, I spelled technology wrong. Making technology work for you. And I also expanded on robotics and other home engineering products. Media literacy is everywhere. It is going to be part of everything that you do and everything everywhere. Your phone, your home, your microwave, your refrigerators now have TV screens in the front of them. Like our washers and dryers talk to our phones, things like that. It is not going anywhere anytime soon. And I think that if you do look at some other countries, America's actually quite behind on our technology integration. So I think that we could potentially see it grow exponentially within the next few years. And I think I saw scrolling through Facebook this morning, someone that I went to high school with, he's a little bit of an oddball. He works in the tech field. I'm not sure if this is a quote, it did not lead to look like a quote. I'm not sure if this is an original thought of his, said that anti-AI people are going to be the new vegans. I'm not hating on vegans or vegetarians anywhere, but I interpret that as you can be a bad vegan, if that makes sense. Like if you eat all processed products and all like freezer things, you're not getting any of the potential health benefits of being a vegan. And I think there are going to be people that are, oh, I'm anti-AI, like I don't want any AI in my life, I'm not going to use AI. And if you were to take that out, I think they would be truly floored and shocked how much AI, media literacy, and technology truly does for us. And I just thought that was like an interesting way to put it, because I think there are going to be a lot of critics of emerging technologies and changing media and literacies. But it is about being educated, being protected, being knowledgeable, and still being able to make your own choice at the end of the day. So thank you for coming for my updated mind map. I will have the actual mind map posted so that you can take a look at it as well, and not just in the video.